one of the oldest known accounts of police brutality.
It says something about the fringes of society. The fringes of society, you know, today that's marginalized communities. I'm here at Mission San Luis de Rey, something like that, San Luis Rey, and it said the Franciscan monks tended to the fringes of society. So when I think about that, I'm like, okay, society is the herd of people that are being indoctrinated into the system, the society, the way it goes. And then those who are on the fringes of society, well, those are independent thinkers on the outside. Those are the 5%ers. You have the 85% who are following, and you have the 10% who are the bloodsuckers of the poor, and then you have the 5% are the poor righteous teachers. I'm not part of that society. When I filmed my videos recently and I looked at how my appearance doesn't conform to society. When I look at the television and I see the newscasters and the broadcasters and all, and their shaved heads and you know, lacking facial hair and all that kind of stuff, it's like, So that's what society expects. If you step outside that, you're on the fringes of society. I know in some parts, in some ways, that the fringes are those who are homeless and destitute and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you know, to be a marginalized member of society could mean you're black, maybe Latino, gay, transgender, all those categories and what have you. I never saw myself as being on the fringes of society, though, you know. So I guess even to be smart, intelligent, a free thinker is to be, or a dissident is to be on the fringes of society. Just listen to what your master tells you and abide by those rules. Do as told. That makes you a member of society. You step outside, think for yourself, well, it's no bueno.
The mission itself was left little, even with protection. In 1846, after the last friar had passed away, the Mission San Luis Rey property was sold by Governor Pio Pico for $2,437. It took more than 12 years from the time the petition was filed by the Bishop of the Diocese of Monterey in the state of California to confirm to him.
It looks like he's got a gun. Get him! Fascinating history of this building. I wonder if there's any movies about it and the transfer of power that occurred. So the Spanish came to California to construct these buildings and indoctrinate the natives to force them to conform to their ideals, their ideology. The Spanish were running away from, the North African influence of the Moors after 782 years. And they decided, hey, we learned about this religion stuff. We get to this other part of the world, the New World, we can share our ideals. So they came to California, beautiful California, sunny California. The natives were already here 10,000 years, and they said, hey, we do things a little differently. Matter of fact, we're gonna subjugate you and force you to do the things that we want you to do. So they said, I was reading inside, it said something to the effect that the natives learned new skills, you know, how to pick cotton. They didn't say that, but it was like, basically, that's what it was. They learned to pick cotton, and they learned to serve their masters, you know, well. Like, they learned skills. Like, no, they were forced to do the hard labor for them in order to, I mean, it was a part of their exploitation. That's what that was. So, what else? Yeah, the way they phrased it. So the native population here died and was decimated by the European invasion, colonization, imperialistic endeavors, and then what's interesting is after the Spanish-Mexican War, then the Mexicans took the Spanish abandoned this place. Then the Mexicans didn't care for it because it was a secular. Mexicans weren't Spanish. They weren't like, man, we're trying to change these Indians. It wasn't their major concern. They were about the money, trade and industry or whatever. But the Indians actually were at war with the Mexicans because the Indians couldn't be controlled. And so the Mexicans had ideals of industry and markets and buying and selling things, but the Indians had other plans. So that's an interesting part of the history, that the Indians and the Mexicans weren't on the same side. But anyway, so years passed, and yeah, this place just you know, it was, no one had any use for it, so it just, you know, got dilapidated over the years and what have you. And then Mexico had no need for it. Oh, and then Abraham Lincoln, the Americans came along. The Americans said, hey, this was once a Spanish building, Spanish territory, and all throughout California they have 21 of these things, so might as well just give it back to the church and let them do with what they were doing with it. They built it, you know, give it back to them. So Abraham Lincoln did that in 1865. He was like, give it back to the Catholic Church. And it's been that way ever since. And so in California, this beautiful state, you've got the interest of America, of Mexico, and Spain represented here at this locale. That's what the flags are there for. And you can't forget the California Republic. Yeah, dig. So that's a little bit of history. It may not be told the way that you would like to hear it, and I might have missed some details, but that's as far as I got right now.
I think, you know, thoughts is powerful in all facets. Because even my career, even my life, you know, things end up turning out exactly how I visualized them. Not in this time frame I expected. You know what I'm saying? You always want shit to happen overnight. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I just had clear visions.
October 9th.
Yes, sir.
That's where it starts.
You're at 109 right now.